Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're doing a really interesting deep dive, something we're calling Chat Like a Native.
Yeah.
And you know that feeling, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're speaking English, your grammar feels pretty good, vocabulary's coming along, but something still feels a bit off, like you're just missing that secret ingredient, the one that helps you truly connect, sound natural, really express yourself.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're diving into today. That secret ingredient. It's often intonation. We're going to unpack what that really means, why it's such a game changer for your English fluency, and introduce you to a really powerful technique called shattering to help you master it.
Right. And this isn't just, another grammar lesson. This is about helping you feel the language. The idea is by the end of this chat, you'll have some actual practical tools to stop sounding like maybe a textbook and start communicating with, well, confidence and clarity and real expression.
Finding the music in your English. That's the goal.
Okay, so let's dig in. We talk so much about words, grammar rules, which are important, obviously, but intonation, what is it exactly?
Well, simply put, intonation is kind of like the melody of how we speak. It's the rise and fall of your voice, the shifts in pitch, the way your tone sort of dances across the
A
words.
melody, I like that.
Yeah, it adds all these layers of meaning, emotion, structure, stuff that goes way beyond just the dictionary definition of the words. Without it, honestly, speech can sound pretty flat, robotic even.
That robotic thing really resonates. It's like having all the right notes written down, but no actual music playing. Can you give us an example, maybe some simple?
Sure. Think about saying, it's raining. Just 2 words. Now, if your voice goes up at the end, it's raining, that sounds like surprise, right? Like you didn't expect it. But if it falls kind of low and slow, it's raining, maybe that's disappointment, a complaint.
Yeah, or maybe you love rain. A sharp, excited fall, it's raining, could mean you're thrilled.
Exactly. Same words, totally different feeling. And that's all intonation doing the work. And that's why getting a handle on this is so vital for you as an intermediate learner. It's how you move from just being understood to actually like connecting.
Yeah.
It's the difference, as you said, between sounding like a textbook and sounding truly human, expressive, clear.
Okay, so it clearly shows emotion.
Yeah.
But you mentioned other roles it plays. This is where it gets really powerful, right? Beyond just happy or sad.
Oh, absolutely. It's fascinating stuff. Intonation does a lot more heavy lifting than people realize. We talked about the emotional side, flat tone for boredom, rise fall for excitement,
Yeah.
But it also gives huge grammatical clues.
Grammatical. How so?
Think about questions. Are you coming? That rise in pitch at the end, it's basically a vocal question mark. It signals, hey, I expect an answer.
Oh, okay.
Whereas a statement like you are coming usually ends with a falling tone. That signals finality, completion, like, okay, my thought is finished.
So it manages the conversation flow, in a way, like traffic lights.
Precisely. And it also works for highlighting. You use pitch to make certain words stand out. Like, I want the blue shirt. The stress and the higher pitch on blue tells you the color is the key piece of info. Not just any shirt, the blue one.
Right, it draws your attention immediately.
And there's more. It helps with discourse flow. Think about reading a list. I bought apples, oranges, bananas. Each one probably has a little rise, right?
Oh, like there's more coming.
Exactly.
Right.
And strawberries. The last item gets that falling tone. List complete.
Yeah.
It helps the listener follow along. We sometimes call that psychological organization.
Oh.
It helps break speech into chunks that are easier for the brain to process.
That is genuinely eye-opening. I never really thought about intonation as like punctuation or a guide for the listener's brain.
Yeah.
I just thought about the words. So for you listening, getting these patterns down, that's what takes your English from just functional to, well, genuinely engaging and natural sounding. It really is key. Okay, so if intonation is that important, how on earth do we practice it? How do we make it feel natural and not just put on?
Right. Well, this is where that technique I mentioned earlier comes in. It's called shadowing.
Shadowing, yeah.
And it's honestly one of the most effective ways I know to seriously improve your intonation, rhythm, fluency, the whole package. Basically, you listen to a short bit of English audio and you speak along with it, almost at the exact same time. Like your voice is chasing the original speaker's voice.
Okay, speaking along with it, not just repeating after. That sounds intense, but active. How do you actually start doing that? What are the steps?
It's simpler than it sounds, really. First step.
Yeah.
Choose a short audio clip, like maybe a minute. A podcast bit you like, a movie line, something you mostly understand.
Okay, short and understandable. Got it.
Step 2. Just listen once. For the meaning, the overall tone. Get a feel for it. Don't shadow yet.
Right, just absorb.
Then third, play it again and silently mouth the words. no sound. Just get your mouth moving, mimicking the shapes.
Like a silent rehearsal.
Exactly. Fourth step. Play it again and speak along very quietly. Now you make sound, but softly. Focus on matching the rhythm, the ups and downs, the pauses, imitation, not perfection.
Quietly first.
Okay, then you'll probably want to repeat that quiet shadowing a few times. Really try to capture the melody, the pauses, even the speaker's attitude, you know?
Mm-hmm. Practice the feel of it.
And the final step. Shadow again, but this time with your normal speaking voice. Full volume. Still aiming to match everything, especially the emotion and the pitch changes you've been noticing.
And you mentioned short sessions are best.
Definitely. Start with maybe 10, 15 minutes max. Consistency is way more important than trying to do it for hours. Quality over quantity.
Okay, that makes sense. So why is this method, this shadowing, considered such a game changer? What's happening that makes it so effective?
It works because it kind of bypasses the analytical part of your brain, the part that worries about grammar rules. It helps you internalize the sound and feel of natural English directly. It hits multiple things at once. First, pronunciation and prosody. You're practicing the whole musical phrase, not just single words. The stress, the rhythm, the pitch, it all gets baked in. Makes you sound smoother.
Music, yeah.
Second, fluency and rhythm. You naturally start chunking words together like native speakers do. You learn where to pause. You stop having those awkward hesitations mid-sentence.
I know, that's a big one for many learners.
Huge. And third, maybe the most powerful part, is internalization. You start to feel the patterns. Grammar, stress, intonation, it sinks in without you having to consciously memorize rules. Plus, you're training your listening and speaking skills at the exact same time. Super efficient for your brain. It's like a full workout.
Wow, okay. Efficient, multi-level. Sounds pretty compelling. So we know what it is, why it works, how can people make sure they're doing it well? Any practical tips for effective shadowing?
Yeah, definitely. To really get the most bang for your buck with shadowing, first, and I think this is key, pick audio you actually like. A podcast, a movie scene, a talk you find interesting. If you enjoy it, you'll stick with it. Motivation is huge.
Good point. Makes it less of a chore.
Exactly. Second, start small. I mean, really small. One sentence, maybe two. Repeat it. Slow it down if you need to using software. Accuracy first, then speed.
Okay, no need to tackle a whole speech right away.
Absolutely not. Third, use transcripts if you need them, especially at the start. Reading along can help connect what you hear with the words. It's like training wheels. Eventually you try without.
That makes sense. Bridge the gap.
Fourth, this one's super important for improvement, record yourself shadowing. Then listen back. It can be cringeworthy at first, haha, but it's the best way to hear where you're close and where you need work.
Oh yeah, hearing yourself back is always revealing, isn't it?
It really is. Fifth, be consistent. Seriously, 10 minutes every day is way better than an hour once a week. Build that habit, that muscle memory.
Little and often.
You got it. And finally, maybe try varying the accents you shadow. Bit of British, bit of American, Australian, whatever. It trains your ear to be more flexible. Makes you a better listener and speaker overall.
That's a really solid set of tips.
Yeah.
But like with any technique, I guess there are ways to do it wrong. Common mistakes people fall into.
Oh, for sure. Definitely a few pitfalls to avoid if you want quality practice. A big one is going too fast too soon. People hear the native speed and try to jump right in. But that often leads to just mumbling or inaccurate imitation. Slow down first, get the sounds right, then build speed.
Right. Precision before pace.
Exactly. Another crucial one related to what we discussed about intonation, don't ignore the emotions. Shadowing isn't just mimicking sounds, it's mimicking meaning and feeling. If the speaker sounds excited, try to sound excited too. Don't just be a monotone robot copying words.
Feel the feeling, not just say the words.
I like that. Yeah, it makes a huge difference. And lastly, don't overdo it in one session. Fatigue is real. Your focus drifts, your pronunciation gets sloppy. Short, sharp, focused practice is always the way to go. Stop before you get tired and sloppy.
Quality over quantity again makes perfect sense. Okay, so let's say someone's been doing this consistently, they're avoiding the pitfalls. How do they know they're actually getting better? And how can they challenge themselves, take it to the next level?
Great question. Well, you'll start to feel it first, often. Conversations might feel a bit smoother, you might hesitate less. But for concrete ways to level up, one idea is to try shadowing dialogues. Get audio with 2 or more speakers. This helps you practice the back and forth, the timing of real conversation, how intonation shifts between people.
Ooh, that sounds challenging but realistic.
It is. Another step is to try shadowing without the transcript. Once you're comfortable with a piece with the text, Try it relying purely on your ears. That really sharpens your listening.
Takes the training wheels off.
Exactly. And here's a creative one. Improvise a continuation. Shadow a clip, and when it ends, you keep talking for another sentence or two, trying to maintain the same intonation and style. Bridges imitation into your own spontaneous speech.
Oh, I love that. Connecting it back to real use.
Yeah. And finally, for a real challenge, try shadowing live stuff, like
Okay.
a live talk, maybe a news report as it happens. The energy is different, it's less predictable. Great practice for adapting on the fly.
So all this work, this shadow and this focus on intonation, it all leads somewhere really significant, right? What's the ultimate payoff?
The ultimate payoff is, well, it's transformative, really. You start to notice yourself naturally using the right stress, the right rhythm, the right tones in your everyday English conversations without even thinking about it. You sound less hesitant, you sound more confident, and crucially, you start to really feel the English inside you. It's not just rules you learned, it's a part of how you express yourself. You genuinely start to, well, chat like a native. That's the goal. So, to wrap up then, intonation, it's the music, the personality, the lifeblood of spoken English. It makes you sound authentic, engaging.
Mm-hmm.
And shadowing is this incredibly powerful, almost intuitive tool to help you internalize that music, to make it your own.
Absolutely. You combine that understanding of intonation with the practice of shadowing, and your English shifts. It goes from just being correct to being truly alive. For you, the intermediate learner listening right now, this is such a direct path to boosting your confidence, your clarity, and really your connection with people when you speak English. Okay, so here's something for you to think about after we finish. That provocative thought to mull over. Think about a conversation you had in English recently. Can you remember a moment where the way something was said, the intonation changed the meaning or the feeling, yours or someone else's? And now think about trying just one of these shadowing tips, even for 5 minutes. How might consciously practicing that music change how you feel and how you sound in your very next English conversation? Give it some thought. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.